Yeah. 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 Hi, I'm Troy Sessions. Wasn't that exciting? And for me, that only happened about 3 months ago. That's right. We called that big boy to within 30 yards, had a bow sitting there ready to go, and it was pretty darn exciting. My heart was pounding. My friend Dave, his heart was pounding. That bull that big coming up close and personal to you like that, to us, was incredible. I live for that dream. I live for that experience every single year, and I'm sure most of you do as well. I'm Troy Sessions once again, and I'm going to show you in this episode everything that I know about how to hunt these giant, big, massive bull moose. They're the biggest in the deer family, 7 feet tall at the head, and the rack goes up from there. The experience doesn't get any better than that. Big, giant animals like this one right here. And this isn't the bull that you saw just minutes ago. This is a whole different bull, and I'm going to show you that as well in this episode. So stay tuned for how to judge big racks in the field, pre-scouting, how to pick a camp. It's really important. It's way up there in the list for me for how to judge an area and how to find a camp. Why camp in one area and not another? You got to have them big old man trees there. You want to have, it all boils back to your pre-scouting. And I pre-scout year round. And my techniques on getting that bull in with calling and thrash in the brush, as well as scraping. And what different types of calls do I use? I use cow calls, bull grunts. And I'm getting ready to show you all that, all my tricks.
Well, hello, I'm Archie Wallman, and I'd like to talk about moose hunting. When Troy came to me and said that we were going to have a chance to make a moose hunting video and explaining what we do getting the moose, it was pretty exciting to me. I thought, here's an opportunity. When you go after the big moose, of course, people see the footage, and the first thing they want to know is, how'd you get it? Where'd you go? What'd you do? What secrets did you use? As a cameraman, I have a little different viewpoint. I get to watch everything they do, obviously. And what I think is neat is what you're going to see in the film a lot of times, because I'm the one that's looking through the camera saying this is really neat. Now, as a hunter, have seen it 100 times and probably might not think that it's too spectacular, but I'm thinking, wow, this is awesome.
The single most important factor to your success will be pre-scouting for moose in any size. How are you going to do that? It's all about glassing or flying over the area or getting up high and looking for them big bulls. You don't got to get in on them, you just got to know they're there. That's it. Just know they're there. If you've got the money and it's a far away place, pay someone to fly you into that area and fly you over the whole area. You don't got to get out and hike it, although it's a nice thing to do. Get dropped off. You've got nothing to do but enjoy the wilderness and glass and glass and glass. You're going to see way more game if you do that. With that said, when you're flying these areas, you want to pick the times the moose are getting up. And the big bulls especially don't get up until about a half hour, maybe an hour before dark. And in the morning, they're up in the dark and they're thinking about bed about 7:30, 8 o'clock. Half an hour after light, maybe an hour after light, they're thinking about bed unless they're pretty heavy in the rut. That's why the rut is the best.
And one of the things that's always effective, like Troy mentioned throughout the video, is getting up high, whether it be in a tree stand or being able to fly the area before you're actually hunting. A lot of people don't have that opportunity of being able to fly. In some areas you can't actually get into the field except by boat or by flying. So a lot of times you're able to get in and scout the area before you're actually going to be pulling the trigger on an animal that you either saw from the air or have heard from being on the ground.
Pay a pilot to take you up there. It might be expensive. I'm sure it will be expensive, but you'll be a lot happier once you did. And when you get up there, take that camera with you, take your GPS with you, photograph the whole area with your camera, and go home and print those pictures out. Take that GPS with you, and right over them big bowls, X marks a spot, X marks a spot. And then when you get home, you can coordinate those maps with the GPS waypoints, and it gives you an idea of where they're at and how you can plan your strategy to get into them moose. And that's primarily what we do. And we've been really successful with that.
In the summertime, you're looking for calving. There's a lot of moose calves in the area. If not, there's a lot of predation going on, whether it's wolves or bears. Something to keep in mind, that they're going to start dropping those levels. They're going to start dropping. It might not be a super good area if you're not seeing a lot of calves. In the summertime, when it's really hot, you'll find these big bulls, noon to 1. You find the hottest part of that day. That's when them bulls come out, moose come out, and they'll wallow in these wallows and lakes and ponds, maybe even a little stream. They'll be on the side. They'll be out in the open. That's a big tip for you. I've learned it myself and shared it with the friends, and we use it every single year, midday. Let's go flying. Let's go riding. Let's get in a boat and go scout for moose. My wife and I go look for sheds. We find quite a few sheds in the summertime that were dropped from the previous year, and we go into the areas that we hunt. And we take the dog and make it a family outing. When you're doing your pre-scouting, there are 4 things to look for. You want to look for rubs, where the moose have just thrashed the trees. You're looking for scrapes, just like a deer or an elk. They scrape the ground with their hooves and they pee in that. It's a scent trail. It's a locator beacon for the cows. It's a locator beacon for the bulls to stay out or to come in. I'd like to see the bull that did all this. I've flown over the area and man, I've seen big bulls right here. Big, 60+ inch bulls, no doubt. And we're here today and this week to see if we can't harvest a couple of them, both Tim and I. Stomping ground.
They might move down the valley, up the valley, out into the flats and that sort of thing. So if you're finding shed antlers in one place and you're finding a lot of dry hard pellets in your preseason scouting, there was probably a lot of moose there in the winter. But if you're in there summertime scouting in July and August, the moose are still eating a lot of lush vegetation, and moose like water. They like to be around water, they like to be in the water, they like to wade in it, they like to lay in it, and they eat a lot of that lush green vegetation and browse that's around the lakes and in the lakes, some of the aquatic plants. And at that time of the year, the stools you're going to find are like a cow patty. And if you're finding that kind of stuff and you're finding beds in the grass where you've got still green growing grass that's been knocked down, and that's something you can find on foot from a tree, from a mountainside, a hill, or from the air. I mean, a moose is 10 feet long from nose to tail, and when they lay down in the grass for 3-4 hours and pound it flat, you've got a good depression there that you can see for quite a ways off. And usually when you find an area like that where you find a lot of fresh sign, a lot of beds, it's a good chance that late in the summer, that come end of August, September, and into October, that those moose are going to be there in that area for hunting season.
You're looking for bogs. And that's what you're going to find in the summertime, a lot of bogs. And you'll find them in the fall when they're rutting again, but the bogs are getting frequented quite a bit. You're going to be looking for trails. If you want to put a stand up, there's a good area from A to B, and their feed source is here, like a deer or an elk. The bedding's here, the feed source is over here. So when you find these trails, go for a hike, take the walk. We are in the moose heaven. No one's been back here. And we found the spot. Let's just see if we can get it on film shown to you. We've only been here minutes and just made a few calls, and there's a herd over here right now with a big bull answering us back. So we've already seen some moose. We're just going to go in on them. And you're going to find things along those trails. You're going to find sheds, You're going to find scrapes. You might find a bog along the way. You're going to see thrashed brush, and that's the gauge of how big the animal is. I've seen small trees knocked over, completely just knocked over from giant moose like this one right here.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll go 70, but he's got some long extra points and shit on him. I'm just glad to see he's there.
Yeah, well, it's so nice today. It's a gorgeous day.
Yep, he needs to show himself.
What are we doing?
We're gonna walk up this evening and get up on that knob there. Use some glasses to see if that bull kept coming. If it was coming. And look for that other one on top of the mountain.
Looking around.
We'll see both them bulls at the same time, so we can compare.
We need to.
Sun's about to go down, so we're gonna head back to camp. Get a fire going, have some dinner. Seen the one bull. It's a damn nice bull, but I'm not sure if it's the one we were looking at or not now. It's got some long points on him. We'll find out tomorrow.
Got a 65-inch bull we want to decide if we want to go after or not, huh?
Yeah, I can't make him 70, but he's at least 65.
Yeah, it's time for bed. Grab my gun. Hit the sack. It's 10:30 at night. It's time to go to bed. I'm gonna set my gun down right here in case a bear shows up. Right next to my sleeping bag. I got my gear and everything here, my clothes, gun. It's time to go to bed. And there's Dave. If a bear shows up, he's in trouble. When you're pre-scouting, the second thing you're doing is looking for how to get in there. There's many ways to do it. You've got all the toys. You've got the plane, maybe you might have an ATV or a boat. Have you thought about a canoe? A canoe is a real big asset to a moose hunter. I like to canoe quite a bit. I bring a canoe every time I go moose hunting unless I'm bringing the plane. And the reason being is I can move that canoe. I can pull it and drag it overland from the main river into these beaver dam lakes and sloughs and up some canals that are too narrow for a boat. Makes it nice. I can get back into those areas other people are not willing to get to. And I'm doing this because I already know there's moose back there. I've done that pre-scouting thing, and I know they're there. So it's really a neat thing to be able to get back in there and know that I got it to myself. I have the big boat loaded up with the canoe, and I go. And if I get a moose, I can bring them on out. It's a neat thing. Another good point to bring up here with canoes is there's always, when you get into the marsh and the swamps, there's usually some floating muskeg from the lake to the dry land. And you can bring that canoe into that floating muskeg, get out, and it just floats. And there's like, it could be 10 foot of water underneath that mat of grass there. And you can walk on that grass while you're holding that canoe as a safety measure in case you fall through that floating tundra. Another thing about a canoe is when you get a big bull down, you can pull that canoe up to that moose, even on dry ground, and put some hindquarters in there, some 200 or 300, 400 pounds of meat, and you can push that whole thing out to the river area, or the slough, or where there's even 5-6 inches of water, and it'll float. And it's a lot easier than packing that on your back to the muskeg when you can put it in the canoe and just push it, you and your buddy out. I've done it, and it makes the job a heck of a lot easier.
What do you want to do?
I think he's worth it.
He's what we came for, that's for sure.
So you doing some work tonight?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just gut him and clean him up and come back in the morning. Let's get into the weeds though first. Get steady on our shot.
I agree with that.
Get this on. I need to look at him one more time. I'll go ahead and get him in your crosshairs. Get the feel of it. Yeah, I think you should wait. Okay. Yeah, you're bummed out. Why? Are you upset?
Of course, but I trust you.
Okay. I'm not sold on his size yet. It's a little deceiving right now. I don't know if he's 60. He's definitely 50. His pants are really thin. He's got them long tines though, that makes up for him. You hear that? That's another bull coming. Stuff, huh? There's a canoe. What happened, Tim?
Yeah, stepped off that little soggy bottom that moves, gave way.
You fell over. You fell all the way under water in that mud pit right there. You see that nasty stuff? Oh, man. And you are drenched, dude. See, you got, turn your face. You got mud and stuff all over. I mean, you went underwater.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, let's get going. We're almost home.
Yeah, it's getting cold.
Yeah, about 10 minutes, and we need to get you out of that stuff. And
Yeah, get it hanging up so I can wear it tomorrow.
see, that's what happens when you pass up 16-inch bowls.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that one.
You're still smelling, though. Lucky me.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Then when you're flying over the area, when you're scouting the areas, take a GPS with you and GPS all those key waypoint areas that are crucial to not only where the moose was at that you found, but how to get in there and get back out safely and in a timely fashion. Remember, once the moose is down, your work begins. A boned out moose, or not even, it won't even be boned out usually, you're looking at between 450 pounds and upwards to 800 and some pounds of meat. You're looking at 4 quarters that you're going to take off, back strap, tenderloin. There's going to be a meat bag. So you're looking at 7 bags, all of which are going to be around 150 to 200 pounds. That's a big job for anything that you're going to take, even a boat. 900 pounds of extra meat on top of all the gear, maybe a couple buddies. You got to think about that. Now you're looking at more fuel to get back out. Is your boat going to be able to get on step? Is your ATV going to be able to haul you out up them steep grades? Something to think about. It's all about having fun. It's about the experience. And it's about harvesting these giant moose, or maybe a moose for meat. My dad, he loves, the big joke in our house is, I like to go after the big racks, and my dad can care less. He wants the meat, and I understand that. It's really neat to sit around the table with your family and friends and relive the hunt while you're enjoying some tenderloin or backstrap or some beef stew or some moose stew.
Down.
It's just a neat way to do it. That my dad enjoys that more than seeing a nice big trophy on the wall. Me, I want to see the trophy on the wall
I want to be able to eat the meat around the dinner table, and I like to take the video footage so I can watch it in the real cold winter months or anytime, show my friends what happened. Sometimes they don't believe you when they get a big bowl, like, yeah, right, you got lucky. Well, let me show you. This is what I like to say. Once I've done my pre-scouting, I pretty much know where I want to camp. I've found a big old man tree. The camp's within a mile of the moose that I've seen in the area, where I've seen the scrapes and the bogs and just all the sign of moose in that area. Now I've picked that spot to put a camp up. And the reason why I picked that spot is because it's got an old man tree in it. It's got a hill in the background that I can climb. It gives me a spot where I can climb up and get elevation and get above that scrub brush and see out into them meadows where them moose come out. When you're on the ground like that, in moose country, quite often the brush is 7 feet, 8 feet high, and the alders, you can't even see over them. So I found an ideal spot to put my camp up. Said I get my camps as close to the animal as I can get. And the reason being is they're right there. I got a chance to call them moose within, or right into camp. Actually, I've called them right into camp. And it saves on a lot of packing. It's nice to wake up in the morning and you can hear them moose bellowing out in the field and grunting and doing their wild rut thing that they do so well. It's just a neat way to go. But you need to keep a quiet camp. I always keep a really quiet camp. We don't party really hard at night. We do a lot of whispering, and we take our time and patiently and quietly put up our camp. Yeah, we didn't run no chainsaws or anything like that. We kept the noise down. Used only a handsaw and an axe and cut trees down. And when you're moose hunting, you can make a lot of noise breaking branches and stuff. Because I've actually called moose right into camp doing that. And that's how you call them. You break branches, and I've taken an axe and chopped down trees before, and here comes a big bull moose, and you're thinking, what the heck?
I ain't even ready for him.
But you don't want to talk when you're doing it, and if you do, you whisper. If you keep a quiet camp, quite often you'll shoot them bulls within a few hundred yards of your camp. You see me using trees quite a bit, and we actually have shot many moose out from the top of the tree. We see them from the tree, we call them right up to the base of the tree, and we shoot them right out of the tree. Because you're higher than those alders and that scrub brush, you can see out over that like it's a clear meadow. So there's another tip for you. Just because you're in the tree, it's not just to see them and scout for them. Try to call them in to you from the tree. You can reach out there 200, 300, 400 yards depending how good a shot you are.
We spend a lot of time observation, sitting with a spotting scope, just time looking through binoculars. You take your binoculars, you scan. You can be in a tree for literally hours.
What we've got going here is going out after a big moose back. He's probably a good half mile at least back in the woods, maybe a little bit more, but he's got about 6 cows with him. He's been running off smaller moose, which are probably in the 50-inch category, which puts him in the monster category. So we're going to take a hike, be nice and quiet, go in, set up a stand, let everything quiet down, and just watch, see if we can find out where he bedded down or if we can call him out of the woods.
We found a tree. Again, we were dealing with 7-foot tall brush in several areas, so we didn't have a clear view. So we went ahead and climbed and set up a stand in the tree. We ended up spending, this is probably a testament to what it takes, I guess, to take the time to visually view an area. We probably spent no less than 6 hours in the tree.
Ready. That one got him good. That hurt. Hold still. Oh, he's going down. All right.
tell you, making them long shots, and you don't know what you've done. It's really, I know I've hit him. I mean, I could feel it. You could see it. It's a sight picture. But it's discouraging when you don't drop them fast. I can tell you that.
It depends on both your comfort level with the gun and your comfort level with your hunting partner of his talking to you and telling you what you're doing and helping you out to whether you can make those long shots or not.
Stay tuned for No Duck Shack Productions. We'll have a moose down here eventually. Keep your fingers crossed. Thank you. Windshield.
That's why you don't have a windshield.
You've been waiting all day to say that.
That's how it's done, baby.
Oh, we brought these bolts in here for that right there. Yeah, let's do it.
Man, back in hunting camp, it's just so exciting. It's hard not to get excited, but you gotta be quiet.
I know it, I know. Here's hunting camp, guys. Look at this. Man, we're the first ones here since last year. Nobody's getting back in here.
No. Got trees down all over. Got probably had to jump probably 40 or 50 trees getting in here.
Yeah, nobody's coming back. We're the only ones since last year.
If they do, just like us, they'll earn it.
They'll earn it. This is what 3 overloaded boats full of gear for only 4 guys looks like. Come on out to Discount Craig's Glen Lake Garage Sale. We got everything here, including the kitchen sink. If it's a hunting, outdoor, fishing, boating item, we've got it here. We brought it here for a special 1-week engagement. We're here till the 25th of September. If you can't get here by then, give us a call and we'll save anything that you think you might want.
So you're in camp now. Camp's put together. You got your old man tree right close. You've got, or you may have a hill you can climb right next to camp. The next biggest tip is you've already seen the moose in this area. You already know that you're within a mile of this bull. You've seen them in there. That's why you're here. It's because of the hard work of pre-scouting you've already done. You're not camping here just arbitrarily because it looks moosey. You want to cover all the bases. You know there's moose here now. You're here for a reason. So first thing in the morning, we cow call. It's not even light yet, and we're cow calling. Real light, kind of long, maybe less than a minute in length, and we'll wait 15-20 minutes. And then we'll go from that to some light thrashing, maybe some stomping of the feet. And then we'll wait 15-20 minutes again. And we're listening and we're just looking around, waiting for it to get light. If you hear a moose, a bull real close and he's thrashing this brush, that's what they're going to do, or they're going to do, make a bull grunt, they're going to go. If you hear that, they're walking towards you. They're going.
It wanted to show its dominance. It would immediately thrash with the bull call. It would thrash and come forward. The cow call would bring it forward, but the bull call kept it directed.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you, Archie.
Yeah, come here, man. Come on in here.
You got the cameraman's got to
Duck
get on
Shack
camera.
crew right here.
We love you, Glenn.
Yeah.
Greg,
Glen Lake.
yeah,
Yeah,
Glen Lake. You bet, Glenn. How's this, man? 2 for 2 at the lake.
Awesome.
Well, Craig, we're going to go get coffee. Let us
I
know when
think
you're
so.
done.
I'll be done in a little bit.
See if we can. Oh, yeah. We got to pull his head back around. Kind of like he's laying here. Oops. I'm messing it up. Ready? Yep.
Turn him.
Well, his contour of his neck naturally.
Right.
There we go. Well, kind of hard to see somewhat, but man, he's got some character to him, huh?
Yeah.
Gee. I love them points down there.
Well, it almost looks like a dang deer.
Look at that. Drop tine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And those are big, heavy beams.
Yeah, it's pretty unusual, that kind of grout tines.
Yeah, he's well into the 60-inch bracket. Big time. Yeah, he's a big bull. Real nice bull.
Very nice, very nice. 300 Win Mag does the trick again.
300 Win Mag. Now I shoot a Ruger. What do you shoot?
This is it's a Howell rifle. Probably kind of a lesser known brand, but it's, they used to build Weatherby rifles.
Oh, look at that. He just, look how easily it sits inside there. Yeah. Yeah, he's a big bull. Good job, Craig.
Thanks. For the novice, if you're new at this, you haven't called moose before, you may feel a little bit silly the first time you start doing this. I know people that have tried it and just flat won't do it, or they're not comfortable doing it. They feel stupid. But if you want to be successful at moose calling, moose hunting, and get into the game, then you know, just don't be shy.
And they're listening for you for a response. If you don't know how to call, mimic their call. If they're going, then you go. If he's walking, don't call. He's coming in. If he stops, call. If you can see him when he's walking or thrashing the brush, that's time for you to get in position. You can get away with making movement at that point. If he's getting close, remember, the one of you needs to be stomping the ground. Stomp the ground as you're walking back in the trees or back in the brush where that moose can't see you. Meanwhile, you and your buddy are up front and center, ready to harvest a big bull. He'll hear him, and he'll come into you, not realizing you're there. Enjoy the moment. You're hunting, remember that? It's all about the hunt. It's about the experience. If a bull comes in and he's too little, he's not what you want, or he's not legal, play with him. Continue to play with him. And in return, you're going to entice somebody a big bull from over here, or me.
Yeah, one thing we've found also is that the more moose you can get around you, even though you call small ones in, or maybe you might have a cow with some calves, or just a single cow, when you start doing your cow calling, they'll smell the estrus off the females if they're in estrus. It just gives more realism to your calling, and as they get around, the more moose you get around you, the more realism that draws the big ones out.
When I've been flying around my areas, I'll see these little bulls rounding up all the cows. And they're between 30 inch to 55 inch bulls, and they're herding up all these cows. And I thought, wow, that's kind of weird, they're small bulls. And then as I'm flying around the whole herd, I'll see these big, huge, monstrous bulls. Usually there's one, if not two, sitting over here 500 to 700 yards away, and they're laying down while all this commotion is going on. Just before dark, they'll get up and they'll walk into that herd, they'll bust out and kick those little bulls out of there, and the herd's already been rounded up for them. And they don't have to work near as hard. It's all part of the game. So they are there and they are listening to you. Basically, you only need to know two calls when it comes to calling in moose. One is a bull grunt, and the other one is a cow call. A bull grunt sounds like this. Oh. 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 That's all you need to know for a bull call. Cow call is more drawn out, and it's more like an ER, or an A for ah, or O for aw. I started off calling with an kind of like this. And it worked good. I don't use that particular tone anymore. I do more of an AO or an A. And I pinch my nose like that to kind of give it a little bit of nasal sound to it. I cup my hands and like this. I personally believe there's two big mistakes people make when they're calling in moose. And one is cow calling too much. Too much of a good thing kind of spooks them off. And the second being when they're coming in, you go silent altogether. They tend to lose interest and start moseying off. If you can have a buddy back behind you, stomping the ground and lightly thrashing, that bull
And even if he sees you a little bit walking back there in the brush, he's not certain of what you really are. And he'll still have his interest peaked, he'll still keep coming in. But if you stop, shut down everything, and go silent, he'll stop too and he'll listen. I have actually stopped calling and had moose within 100 yards, and they stood there for an hour looking at me in that same spot. They might thrash the brush, they might start to outskirt the whole area quite a bit. And when they're outskirting you, they're going downwind. When they smell you, the gig's up.
Troy started tailoring the calls. What he would do is if the bull started losing interest, if he would wander, maybe like he was going to go around the lake instead of coming towards us, he started doing bull calls, and there was definitely a dominance shown in aggression. And once we saw that, he would let the bull know that, hey, there's a cow over here, but he also wanted to let the bull know that there was a smaller bull over there that at that point was in his territory.
Everybody's got a different tone. I like to cow call like this. My buddy Craig does something different. Glenn does something different. We all have a little bit different tone, and that's good because not all moose are created equally as well when it comes to tone and guttural noises that they make. And something I've learned is don't be afraid if you cough. I mean, if you cough excessive, yeah, but if you do a cough or a sneeze, don't worry about that. Moose, they do that too, and you'll hear it time and again.
Just one of them things with your calling, tailor it to the bull. Take the time to watch it and watch its reactions.
That's it, cow call, that's all you need to know. The bull grunt, and the cow call. Simple as that. If you don't know how to call for moose, that's just fine. You can do two other things that will help you tremendously as well, and they work just as good. If you're thrashing brush and you don't have a shoulder blade, you don't have the shack rack, you just can break sticks. You can grab them sticks and bang them on the trees and thrash the brush with plain old sticks, and that works great too. I've called a lot of moose in like that. It's not going to hinder you at all if you don't know how to bull grunt. Just thrash the brush. It's actually the safest technique you can use is thrashing the brush or rattling antlers together or shoulder blades together. We've even rattled boat oars together with the same effect. They all come in. They keep on coming in. Like I said, it is really the safest way to call in a moose.
The shoulder blade there, they're not always in readily available supply. If you've got one, they are destructible also. You can work them out pretty hard and you bang on them and that kind of thing, and you'll break pieces of them off and they'll lose some of their acoustic value. The densities of white-tailed deer in good areas probably is 40, 50 whitetails per square mile. It's a pretty phenomenal number, maybe more, probably less on average than that in a lot of places, but they're just flourishing. A good moose density might be 5 moose in a square mile, and it's hard to find those 5 moose at times. It's hard to find one of them at times, let alone all 5 of them, and to be able to weed through that and still come up with a good trophy bull is another feat on top of that.
My heart's pounding, man. I just about ready
if not 6 on the right. So 5x6, if not 6x6.
That's a shooter bull, man.
Oh yeah. The nice thing about him, he's got the sun in his eyes.
Yeah, you can't see it.
The wind's in our favor.
Yeah.
It's 265 yards.
265 yards from the range. Yeah, he's a big bull.
There we go. There we go.
You gonna take him? Yeah, I'm gonna take him. Let me get on him. All right, take him when you're ready. Do it soon. Good shot.
He is down.
He's down. Holy mackerel, Glenn. One shot, Glenn. Here, buddy. Give me 5. Right on. Oh my gosh. Glenn, good job, buddy.
Oh yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
There's a bull right over there.
Where?
Over there to your right.
Let me see, let me see. He's a little guy. Got a lot of brown times on him. Oh, what's that? Yeah, there's an old bull right there. A little 40-incher maybe.
Duck shack, baby.
Baby. Yeah, man. Yeah, right on.
Awesome.
Archie, right on, buddy.
We did it. That's a 60 well and a 60-inch bull.
I ain't a 60. Good job, man. How long you waited for that? For that smooth here?
It's been 4 years since I shot the first bull here at Glen Lake.
Yeah.
And you know, we've been hunting hard 7 years. We've passed up a lot of moose. And you know, the bottom line is I couldn't have done anything that we've done the past 3 or 4 days if I hadn't got my ass in the gear and lost some weight and got in shape. And
I know, man.
we've been hunting, you know, we've been hunting together, but I've always dragged my butt big time. You guys always picked up
so
the slack.
proud of you losing, what, 125, 35?
25 pounds.
125.
Yeah. It's awesome.
New and improved Glenn, and he dropped a big 60-plus inch bull here at Glen Lake. Your second bull at Glen Lake. That's why it's named after you.
Yeah, that's right. I know. I let Craig borrow his moose last year. I let you borrow that.
Because you used my cod.
Well, this is true. This is true. But you used mine.
Good job, guys. Good job.
Oh, come down here. Come here, Archie.
BBD, baby. Big bull down.
Look at that.
The brotherly brotherhood here at the Duck Shack crew, man. Good job. But for now, let's go grab the boat and the spotlights and let's go get him cleaned up and harvest our another 60-inch bull. Right on! Right on!
All right.
Nice shot, by the way.
What a good time.
That was beautiful.
Well, we're about ready to embark here and head on in and take a look at the bull I shot. And what's amazing is that literally 4 years ago, I'm talking within 50 yards of the same spot that I pulled the boat in and shot the other one. Unfortunately, that night it was rain, or it was actually in the morning, it was just pouring down rain, miserable weather, blowing. And tonight, you couldn't ask for a better night. The wind's been blowing a little bit all day, but it's kept the bugs down. We were literally right across 213 yards shot.
Right, you're on that point over there.
Right in that point right over here, right in the blind. And you know what?
You see a bear, you're gonna take care of him, right?
He wasn't in that brown brush at all.
Sure?
I think he was all the way out here in the grass. Daylight's fading on us here, and we're looking for the bull here. Found him?
Found him. He's over here.
Right on.
I didn't come up and walk up to him, so I don't have the gun with me. Ah! He's down. Good job. Down and dead.
Safe?
Woohoo! Safe, yeah.
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh, he's
Counting 5 routes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over here. 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4. He might go 6 on that one. Wow. Oh.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah. Right here, you got a whole nother foot for sure.
Yeah, he's busted off. He's busted.
He's been fighting a lot.
He's busted
1, 2, 3,
off an inch or
4,
two.
maybe. Well, that's not really probably going to be considered a point, but yeah, 4 by 5.
4 by 5. Yeah, he's a good bull.
Look at that.
He's a good bull.
Hey, buddy. Congrats, man.
Thanks, Troy.
Good job, man. Good job.
Yeah.
You don't always have to be making noise. You don't always have to be calling. You don't always have to be raking the brush. So in an environment that you're hunting in, as much as you want to be part of the environment and make noise like the moose are, there are times where it's really important to just sit and listen to what Mother Nature's given you.
You can learn by listening to those moose what kind of sounds they're making and how well they carry, how your sound carries, and it's different to hear yourself. You know, you hear other people calling and you hear yourself calling, but when you step back and you get to hear yourself, you know, like we do in these videos, and we watch back, listen to the footage, you kind of hear hear the sound you're making, and you can make changes to that as you get more experience and you know, see how the game is reacting to your calls.
So what part of the month is best? Here where I hunt, the season opens September 1st and it goes all the way to the 25th of September. Obviously the rut's not begun yet on the 1st, and about the 25th it's starting to kick in. Just starting to kick in, the rut, and that's what it's all about, is that rut. If you're a meat hunter, I don't recommend taking a moose after the 20th. Preferably the 10th. After the 10th is even kind of questionable. We've taken many bulls. I took this one here on the 15th of September. Saw him come out. I knew he was going to be there a while. I was hoping he was going to be there a while, and I just came out of the stand, grabbed the camera and gun, and went for it. Yeah, when they come out, I ain't gonna waste no more time. You got to go in on them hard, and before they get back in that brush. And he's been hiding in that brush for about 3 days now. And he was facing away from me. All I could see was the backside of his palms.
Yeah, I was watching him. I could see that he got his butt to you most of the time.
Yeah, didn't even see me coming. As a matter of fact, towards when I got getting ready to fire, he started coming towards me. Didn't even know I was there.
Congratulations. That's one heck of a bull.
I'm stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice heck. That is one heck of a bull. He's going on the wall. Most all of our bulls that we've taken have been from the 13th through the 18th of September, and we've taken all of them from that point on. The 10th seems to be the due date. It seems to be when everything starts getting exciting. The bulls, for some reason, it's like the switch got turned on. Once again, that does change if you get up into the mountains. If you're going to hunt in the mountains, that can change by maybe a week. Down in the flats, it's warmer, it's hotter. It can, it's a little bit longer, a little more drawn out. Around the 10th to the 15th, well, 13th, and the bulls start becoming more responsive to cow calling and brush thrashing. There comes a point in time when it doesn't matter what you're going to do, what you're going to use, what techniques you're going to try. You're not going to call a big bull in like this. When that happens, usually what's going on, well, almost 100% of the time, is he's got a harem with him already. The 13th, the 10th through the 15th, 17th, 18th, before the 20th for sure, you've got a chance of calling these bulls in rogue all by themselves. They'll just come on in. Once they get a harem, and they all do, once this bull's got a harem, which is what happened when I got him, you're not going to call him in. He is not going to come to you. He will call back to you. If you make a cow call, he's going to go, and you're going to hear him bark. It's really kind of unique. It's real deep, real aggressive, and you might even question if it's a bear. We've like, is that a bear? No, it's got to be that bull. And then we've cow called some more. Nice, long, sexy cow call, and then he'll come back with a, and you know. And you know from the sound of it, he is looking, his ears are looking right at you, but he's not coming in. And you're thinking, oh my gosh, what do I do now? Well, what do you do now? You go after him. This guy here, I chased him 3 years and I was after him. And it took 3 years to get him. I finally had to figure out how to do it. Big bulls like this usually don't come right in on you. They call you in. They're used to calling them cows into you. So go in on them, just like you would an elk. You know, you get elk calling you, and there comes a point in time you got to chase them. You got to get in there closer to them. They might be wanting to steer up. He might be moving his cows away from you because he feels threatened. He hadn't even seen this yet, but maybe you've done some grunting or something. Now he's threatened, and he'll want to move that herd away from you. If you're cow calling, like I showed you, you do a nice long sexy cow call, and they seem like they're moving away. That's because those cows, the cow moose, they get jealous, and they will actually start walking away from the big boy here, and they will draw this big moose away from you because they think you are a cow, and they want this bull for themselves. So that's why you go in after them. Go in after them, and don't be quiet. Being quiet can be deadly. Take a branch, take your thrasher here, and as you're walking, thrash the brush. Not a lot, just enough to let them know you're there, and stop. A predator, a wolf or a bear, will come right on in, charging, or they don't stop. They just come on in. A normal moose will walk and listen, walk and listen. An elk will walk and listen, walk and listen. So will a deer. They're not predators.
One of the things that I thought was unique, again, as a cameraman, was watching Troy. What he was doing is he was doing really light thrashing, and then he would stop periodically. And just a predator moves constantly. They'll move through an area quietly. He made no attempts to be quiet, other than just a normal walking, but he didn't try not to break branches or anything like that. He broke branches as he walked through, did light thrashing. Periodically would do just a really light grunt, and that let the moose in the area know, hey, there's another moose in the area. Not humans, not predators, and so sometimes it takes a little bit longer to get from point A to point B, but you're hunting, you're not trying to get from point A to point B. Now in that process, we walked literally right by the moose that ended up being taken in the video.
So mimic that when you're coming in and hunting these giant animals like this. You walk in, you take the shack rack, and you just slightly, just ever so slightly, just take that and just slightly, and keep walking, and go 15-20 feet, and the next brush you find, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to be just enough to let them know you're there. The noise that they're hearing is another moose. That's what you want to emulate. When you start seeing the moose, put this up. What does a moose do when he's got a rack and he's coming into another harem, a harem that's not his? Well, they start emulating more of a fighting stance, and they'll start doing the slow walk like this here. And that's what they do. One moose will walk kind of at an angle, the other moose will come back at an angle, or they'll both walk at angles. So eventually they do collide, and it's on. But if you have this right here, and your buddy's right behind you, and you got your little stick here, and you can plant that in the ground, and then use it, put your gun on top and shoot from there.
Another prop you'll see in some of our video footage is the use of some decoys. Primarily cow decoys is what we've employed. A couple of different variations out there, whether it's just a two-dimensional, two-sided cow, or an inflatable type of decoy. And obviously a moose has got to be able to get close enough to where they can see that, but props like that, they're not going to bring moose in from all over the place. You got to be in a moosey area. You got to have some coming into the call. But that kind of tool can put a moose in a situation where it's where you can shoot it with a bow. If you're looking to kill a moose with a bow and you want to get close enough to it, then look into some of the decoys out there. It's a good tool.
It's going to be, you can get too close every single time and get charged with this right here. So big warning, big warning. If you're going to use this, have a gun. If you're a bow hunter, have a gun too, because there's a good chance you're going to get charged. And you'll find this on my website and how to pick these up here. He was too close. He was 15 feet away.
For more information on how you can get your own shack rack, go to www.duckshackvideo.com.
When those big moose come out, and when you're close, obviously a lot of times we spot and stalk, and when you do that you have to get on the ground, and once you're on the ground everything's close up and fast. So there's no doubt that an animal the size of a moose can hurt you. They can come through the brush at high speed. They don't pay attention to what's in front of them. So when you call them, and if you call as a male bull, they'll treat you as a male bull. And they usually have two things on their mind during the rut, and you don't want to partake in either one of them.
we're hard up against the stuff. There you go. It's floating.
So what do you think, guys? It's floating.
All right.
They were.
Did we make that look easy or hard? I'm kind of at a toss up there.
We just winched the boat up out of the slough into this lake, and I would be willing to bet that there's never been a boat on this lake ever. Definitely out of what I've ever thought to be a boat in here. I've never heard of any boats in this lake, and this is the only way into it, the winch out of the slough into it. So we are the first boat on this lake. That's how remote and wild this place is.
We're the only ones hunting this area for probably 40 years. Yeah. You know, for quite some time, because you can't get into it. I mean, you saw we had to winch the boat in here. No one's doing that. This is wild country.
That's for cereal. We're in the zone.
This is the zone.
Canoe Lake, Moose Central.
Moose Central.
Yeah. There was 14 or 15 bulls and cows over here last year this week. And just couldn't really get to them. Choppy water, little canoe.
Yeah.
3 fat guys.
You mean last year?
Last year.
I flew over it last week, and the far end of the lake had a whole bunch of bulls over there, like 3 or 4 bulls, one big behemoth monster of a guy, and that's kind of a natural staging area for the past 10 years. We've been noticing that. so that's probably where we're going to end up and put our decoys up, but we are in prime spot right now. We know our camp is like maybe a mile over here, half a mile, 3/4 mile over here. And we've been hearing bulls this morning. This is the direction we heard them bulls this morning, and cows. And so there's a group over here. I bet money there's some moose laying down over here in this meadow. And we'll see what pops up. And with a little luck, we'll have some action, huh, boys? Absolutely.
That was just how we had it planned.
Oh, man.
Those cows were onto us. One of them was bird dog, and she's still looking at us. Doesn't know what the heck happened. She's looking at us really hard.
You dropped him.
But he went down. That was a gimme shot. I love it. Wow. Jazz, man.
Looking at the cows, and we put the smack down on fed a little nostril.
That was awesome.
Right on, buddy.
We were 365 yards away trying to find the right place on the bank there, and we got all this floating grass and muskeg. And this is duck country out here. And we found a spot we could walk through for about 150. Getting the salute from the crew.
Look at that. Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go have a look. That's hard to wait. Alright. Back down to here. Let's go look.
Bring a tape measure?
No, but I know somebody's got one. There's probably one in my pack back at the tree, which I left there. I keep leaving stuff everywhere.
Yeah, me too. Alright, let's go check them out. Let's go find another room.
He's awesome.
Look at that boy. Look at them brow tines.
Yep, he's got some brow tines.
Yeah, he's got some good character to him.
Yes, he does. All right, there he is, Mr. Big.
Look at that. Boy, he's a behemoth.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 brow tines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-ish. He's got that fork in the brow palm on the right side. Nice big long kicker points. Just
Man, that's a pretty bull, Craig.
Palm, beautiful bull.
Nice pans, long pans. Look like about 15-inch wide pans, 13 to 15 maybe.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a big bull. Good job.
He was king of the herd back here.
Yes, he was.
When it comes to boating, I primarily use the boats and the canoes for moose hunting than any other vehicle, and I just prefer it that way because that's the area in which I hunt. I have a Phantom Sport John that I use. I got a flat bottom mud boat with a little Go Devil motor on the back, and I like both of them quite a bit. And I got the canoe as well, and I bring that every year with either boat. It's just a neat way to go. I can carry a lot of weight that way. When you're packing your boat, it's a big deal to know how much weight you can carry, and that boat can still get on step. It's real frustrating when you go into an area pretty heavy with camping gear and buddies with your boat, and then on the way out you have an extra moose or two in there, and you're downriver and you can't get on a step. Now you're kind of worried, did you bring enough gas? And that's usually where it ends up. Do you have enough gas? Because your trip back to the boat launch is going to be 10 times longer than it would be if you can get on step.
So we got lots of gear. It just amazes me that no matter how hard we try, we always pack twice as much gear as we need.
Except gas.
Except gas. We've got enough food to last 3 more weeks, but we're low on gas, and we're all crunching the numbers and seeing if we're going to make it back to the truck. I think we will. The numbers are looking good by a few gallons, but normally we've got 30-40 gallons of extra fuel. And this year, just the motors burned more than we thought, and we hauled more than we thought we were going to haul, and all that adds up to more gas.
There's a couple things I never leave home without, and one of them is the canoe. The other one is a chainsaw winch. I don't leave home any time to go moose hunting without a chainsaw winch, whether it's in my plane, my boat, or my canoe. If that moose drops into the river or a mud bog, and we all know they're around a lot of waterways, you can winch that bull out of that water and save yourself a lot of trouble and clean them up and and quarter them up on dry ground. So always bring that chainsaw winch with you. But the third thing is bring tarps. I cannot bring enough tarps. I got 5-6 tarps. One of them 8 by 10 pieces for laying the meat out on and when I'm processing the moose. And also, here's a nice secret for you. For building little beaver dams, or I'll build a little dam myself and raise that water level to where I can move that canoe across where it once was dry ground. Now I got water, I can push that canoe over.
This looks like the first year we were in here, but now we got a tarp set up and it's dry.
Put up camp. It can rain all at once now. Even though it's sunny day today, there's not a cloud in the sky. We want to become prepared, don't we?
Oh yeah. Cool temperatures in the morning. Warm up a little bit during the day. Now if it rains, let's go. We'll be prepared.
In the fall, when it gets cold, it stops raining most of the time, and then big waterways will start to drop. The water levels will start to drop. And at the end of those beaver dams, we've had it drop 4 feet before, and we had 2 big boats loaded full of moose and gear and we're looking at 100 or 200 yards of dry mud. And we had nothing to do there but maybe winch across that mud, which is what we were planning on doing. But we took all our tarps, went down about 200 yards and built a tarp dam across there and floated the boats across. Without those tarps, we would probably still be there.
Oh boy, got a bit of a problem here, don't we?
When does water
I don't think this boat will even make it through that. This is our way out, guys. This is the problem we have right now. We got a mud flats instead of a river.
Holy smoke. That's not so bad then, good. Okay, I'll be right there in a minute. Vern's throwing mud. It's extremely shallow. Phantom. And look at the very little water, which was even less. You saw earlier in the video. It's cold out now, lows in the 20s, 20 degrees the low, 45 the high. Wind's blowing too hard, we can't even hear the moose grunting or calling anymore. Tomorrow's the last day of the hunt, but we're decided to pack it up because the forecast is more wind. And we got ice on the pond now and through all the little canal tributaries. We don't want to get iced in back this far back in the middle of nowhere. We've been going through for the last hour. Chopping ice. What we got out here when we did.
Got a 65-inch bull we want to decide if we want to go after or not, huh?
Yeah, I can't make him 70, but he's at least 65.
Yeah, he looks good.
But we can't just land right on top of it. He needs a little ways up the canyon.
Pretty harsh dilemma to decide, do I want to kill a 65-inch bull or not? It's 10:30 at night. It's time to go to bed. I'm gonna set my gun down right here in case a bear shows up. Right next to my sleeping bag. I got my gear and everything here, my clothes, gun. It's time to go to bed. There's Dave. If a bear shows up, he's in trouble. We can see him hanging in a tree. Otherwise, we're going to lose him because we're in the middle of nowhere.
And there's moose all over the place. It's foggy.
Nice foggy morning. Sun's gonna come up over that direction.
The moose we want. If he's still there.
Oh, he's there.
Should be over on the hill. I want to make a little cow call here. See, give him a little bit of sugar lip action. If that don't get him coming, nothing will.
I'm gonna head across this flat and get up on that little first little ridge and do some glassing. See what happens. Shit, that's a good bull. We can go home now.
What do you think of that?
Not too shabby. I'm gonna take that home too.
It's a European mount.
Beautiful.
We might have to pack him back.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Isn't that nice? I mean, look at those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now look at that's kind of full filled in.
Yeah, that's palmated clear through like I like.
It's a pretty nice gene pool in this area. He's a lot like that other one.
Yeah.
But, even staying on the taxidermy here. He's got that European thing going.
That's a nice mount. Happy to take that home. Pretty cool.
Wolf kill, huh?
Something.
Bones are real scattered around here. Yeah, looks like a wolf kill.
Nice bull.
Beaut. What's your guess on that one?
62. What's your guess? 60?
63.
3, yeah. It's a nice bull, no doubt.
He's nice.
Let's go film a live one. We don't have to actually kill it now. We don't really want to.
Let's do it. I'm up for the pack now. I got them all jazzed and excited.
Beautiful sunrise this morning. Yeah, I think that's right by.
Take him. You smell this. Go for it. I don't see him very well. There we go.
You want to kill him?
It's up to you.
And the bullets. A couple more steps, we could have got him with a bow.
I know. I thought you were gonna just let it fly.
I thought I was looking for him to come right there.
What do you think, Bubba?
Yeah.
That's what he saw.
30 yards, but I couldn't get a shot at him with the bow. Damn it.
He was 30 yards away.
I was just hoping he'd just come just a little bit more right through there. I had a good shot.
Oh. Dang, he's a beaut though. You got a beaut.
A bit better with the bow, but it's pretty cool.
Pretty darn cool.
Now we got our work cut up for us.
Yes, we do.
You got some good footage of that, didn't you?
I hope so.
You got on him, didn't you?
I got on him. Oh, I got him right there, yeah. But the shooting part, he was pretty far off.
Oh, that's fine. I had to shoot through the trees and shoot everything.
Well, you ready to go collect your trophy?
Yep, put on and see what he looks like.
See if
400, yes, but 300 mag or 2.
He was close, buddy. He was close to a bow kill.
Step or two, but you just got around that one. And all this stuff laying here, open that opening right there. The wind changed just enough. You just got a wind focus, I believe.
That was amazing how all of a sudden the wind changed right there.
Yeah. All I had to do is take a couple more steps.
Yeah, he was 30 yards, huh?
Yep.
All right.
Just hit that alleyway for me. Oh well.
Oh well.
300 mag went out there and touched him pretty good.
Yeah, you sure reached out and got a hold of him.
Let's see if we can find him.
Yeah, look at this. This is some nasty walking stuff. I mean, you can't stand on the top because they fold over on you. You found him, huh? Ooh, he is a hell of a bull, isn't he? Boy, you can smell him. Can you get up to him, kinda? Look at that! 6x7? Are you serious? That. Let's talk about how to judge a moose. You got one in your eyesight, your scope's on him, you've called him in. He's a nice bull. And boy, you can't wait to take this bull. How do you judge a moose when he's right in front of you? Unless you've got years and years of experience, and even then, there's techniques that we still use to make sure, and we pass up moose every year.
Done playing.
He seems like that's neat stuff. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
That's neat stuff. He's still circling.
You know, he was maybe 50 inches wide. He was legal. He had 4 brow tines on that right side, so he was legal to shoot. You know, he curved in real tight, and he's kind of a young bull. We're pretty far back in here. I don't want to shoot anything that's not really big this far back, because it's a lot of work and effort that happens after the shot.
Is that cool beans or what? 4S for sure.
So you doing some work tonight?
You regretting passing up your 3rd bull?
No, I don't live the life of regret.
And 3 bulls we passed up in less than 24 hours. In our area, it's 4 brow tine makes a bull legal, 50 inches wide,
It's got to be 50 or better, makes a bull legal. Or it's got to be a spike or a fork moose, which is a good meat bull. Spike fork, and then you got to be careful about that too. Once they start getting palmated up here, just beginning to get palmated, they're not legal. You know, check your regs. They all vary. Let's talk about how you judge from a 50-inch bull to a 60-inch bull and up to a 70-inch bull. How do you judge that from the field? I mean, they look big. You're talking about a moose that already looks big because he already is big. How do you make sure he's a 60-inch bull? Well, there's no guarantees here. How do you know he's a 70-inch bull? Well, once again, there's no guarantees, but let me point out some pretty good key points that have helped me tremendously in figuring out a big bull. You want at least 10 inches of the pans here to make out a 50-inch bull. At least 10 is going to get you right next to that 50-inch bull mark, and then these points here are going to determine if he is 50. Keep that in mind. It's going to be the points that's going to determine that. So 10 inches here at least, at the very least, you want 10 inches on the pan. Don't ever judge your big bull from behind. They look massive. They look way bigger. Let me show you. However, this being a massive bull, massive. Look how big he is from behind. I mean, incredible. They just are incredible bulls from behind. See the difference? This bull is at least 12 to 14 inches on the pans. From the tip over here to the inside pan, at least 12 inches on the inside. You want to gauge that. And then these points here tip them over into the 60s. Now, you start talking about a 70-inch bull. We're getting into something extraordinary. 70-inch bull is pretty hard to judge. But if you want a 70-inch bull, you want to gauge the outside tips of the pan right here, the top end of them, from here up. And what you're looking for is a bull that starts to spread out like a V. You know, these bulls, they come up, they come straight up, pretty close to just whoop, and straight up. The big bulls will come up and V outward, out over here. They'll V. This inside pan will V out like that. That's when you're getting into a 70-inch bracket bull. And you're looking at least 15-inch inside pans. They want the pans to be at least 15 inches wide. And the inside, the tall tale giveaway of a 70-inch bull is the inside pans spread way out like that. Now you're getting up into a 70-inch bracket. It's going to be them points on the end of the pans that are going to make it or break it. It'll tip them over. It'll tip them into that bracket you're looking for. Regardless, that you're still looking at a magnificent animal and one that anybody that sees that bull is going to be proud of.
See that he got his butt to you most of the time.
Yeah, didn't even see me coming. As a matter of fact, towards when I got getting ready to fire, he started coming towards me.
John, congratulations, buddy. Woo!
Yeah, it did stuff, buddy. See, I knew that moose was no match for you.
Yeah, I heard you.
Look at that bruiser. Woo-wee.
You know, technically, the last thing out of the field is supposed to be the horns.
Yeah, he should have been holding the rear.
And I'm the one holding up the rear.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Technically.
I think we should turn them in.
I think so.
Then they'll confiscate the antlers and we can buy them at the auction.
I think so. I think so.
Yeah, look at this. This is some nasty walking stuff. I mean, you can't stand on the top because they fold over on you. Six by 7? Are you serious? That. Wow. That is a hell of a bull, buddy. Look at that. That is a beaut. 6 by 7? You had to show me up. Look at that. Look at this moose. Isn't that something? And palms, look at that.
Man, these things are so big. Huge.
Look at that.
Look at Clydesdale horse land.
Yeah, he's big as a horse and bigger than some. Look at that.
I wanted to shoot a Shetland pony.
Look at that. Yeah, you want a Shetland pony with a big rack, huh?
You made me do it.
You think he's the one we've been looking at?
He's really good.
Look at that. Man, that's big.
God, I don't know. Is this the same wolf?
I don't know. He's down.
The ones on that side are really long.
That's the 3 long ones. Yeah.
We saw these. How long these are?
Yeah.
6, that's 14 inches there.
I think that's the bull, Dave. He's got that velvet on the top. Maybe that was what last thing was left on that.
You got that little thing in the fan.
Yeah, he's got that divot right here. And we saw that trough.
Yeah. And it looked like a big V cut out over there, but it was just. That's a hell of a bull.
That's a hell of a bull, man. That is one hell of a bull.
Almost on the bull.
You know, some people would have just flung an arrow there, and then he showed a lot of character not to do that. He held off.
Didn't have a good shot of winging that thing with a bow.
Exactly.
Then I take running shots through trees.
Well, you had to make a counter. He was going to go back to his group.
Big bull, buddy.
That's a big one, bud. That's a mounter. It's going to eat well, too.
Once we get him home, well, get him across the river. It's about 700-800 yards through there, probably.
Yeah, we lucked out.
Find a place to land over there.
Right now, you don't get him much closer to that gravel bar than we thought. We were going to be packing him off the mountain.
I wouldn't have shot him up there. Oh.
We thought he was going to be way up in that draw back in there.
Calling worked.
It did. He was coming right to us. He was right to coming to the calls, wasn't he?
Yeah, he come right up to us. Within 30 yards.
Yep.
Just couldn't get a shot at him with the bow.
Came right up to it. Then I think that little antler thing worked pretty well.
He just smelled us is what got us at the very last second.
Yeah. Because you were moving the little imitation antlers and he was buying into it.
Yeah, he was moving his head back and forth. That was pretty cool. Gosh, you're just so big.
Look at that.
All the way around. This big, huge. Like a Clydesdale horse. I can't believe you called that thing all the way down that hill.
Ain't that something?
Damn sure is.
Ain't that something?
Yeah, he came off that mountain yesterday, halfway up that mountain yesterday.
We watched him lay up, bed up there last night.
Yep. I said, Dave, I think I hear something over here by the river, but you know, sound like a moose doing the wah-wah, wah-wah, kind of like that. But you couldn't quite tell, so we kept beelining it towards this hill because we figured he'd be up on this big hill over here. And we found that big rack. We're gonna have to.
We're finding that rack. I thought that's good enough. We'll just go up and video this guy. And then he comes down to us, right at us.
Came right at us. I think he heard us walking over here,
yeah,
and thought we were a cow. Also, because the combination of calling and then walking.
And you were beating on that stick too and breaking stuff as we walked.
He was plain as day. You could hear him just walk.
Right in the fog. That was so cool. Come right there. He just formed right out of the fog.
Came right out of the
right
fog.
Up to us. He hadn't smelled us. If he just under 10 feet, had a good clear lane for the bow shot. It was close.
Yeah, but you held off. I'm impressed.
Yeah, I'm not going to take it if I don't know my spot.
Yep, exactly.
But look how many points on his hands are. There's 7. I think 7 on that side and 6 on this side.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
A couple of them broke off.
Yeah, he's been fighting. Look how long they stick out past the pans. The pans are 14, 18, maybe 14, 18 inches wide. I'm gonna pick it up.
Try to.
What do you think of that? Now that's a bull.
That's a bull.
Yeah, you got real thick pants. It's gonna score well. Work. You looked at me like, this is gonna happen.
It's really gonna happen.
And I'm thinking, this is really gonna happen. Didn't need to even pull out the rangefinder.
No, if he just took a couple more steps. But that wind got us just a little bit, just enough.
And then the last shot,
click,
click. Wow,
they're so big.
Jeez.
Huge animal.
All right, you ready to do this?
Ready for them automatic packs you were talking about?
Yeah.
It's just the front shoulder.
Yeah, front shoulder. You know, they're not always just for carrying stuff in the pack. It's for what you can pull behind the pack, maybe.
So what he's got planned here, so we got to take the bones out with the meat, so he's gonna pull it down to the river. Well, this is our last trip out. Of course, it's only 100 yards.
Yeah.
And bear us the spot, find the airplanes, and come get the rest of it.
I know it. Sounds real good to me.
Works for me.
Whew. That's a big bull. Wow. That's a massive bull. That's what a Boone and Crockett bull looks like.
Come back to get the meat run. Got all our gear out last night, all the camp, because we knew we had to make 2 trips anyway.
Yeah.
And the weather's perfect, so we hit it this morning.
It's gorgeous.
Fine, ain't touched nothing.
Yeah, we flew over a big old grizzly bear and all those caribou.
A bunch of caribou on that lake.
That's beautiful.
300 there.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Some big bulls in there too.
Yeah, all just laying down.
That's a heck of a trophy.
It's pretty heavy. See why the moose is so big to hold up the set of antlers.
About 80 pounds worth, huh?
At least.
Yeah, they're heavy. That's a big rack.
90. Maybe close to 100.
Yeah, they're big rack.
Barely see over the top.
Yeah, but we had a real good, successful moose hunting trip here, and I really enjoyed this type of hunting as much as I like bow hunting for moose. Airplane hunting was pretty neat, and finding a camp and spotting the animals, and then the camping overnight was neat and enjoyable.
Well, we had it on bow, but it just took another couple steps.
Yeah, that bull should have been a bow shot.
Yeah, it was right there. Pretty good bull, huh?
Pretty good. Congratulations. Let's go home.
Yeah.